Okay, let's do this. Hello, and welcome to the show. Hi, it's me. It's Rob Carson, and I'm glad to have you here. I'll need to turn the camera just a skish. There you go. Hi, how are you? Larry and Diana. Hello, guys, and Paul, and all you guys already joining me tonight. Holy hell. Welcome to the show. What we're going to do tonight here is we're going to share some things, maybe some common sense, have a little bit of fun. How have you been? Things have been nuts, right? Things have been absolutely nuts. I'm going to turn up this volume just a skosh. Want to make sure we're heard. We are into, 2 months of this crap? We are still waiting for places like our hair cutting places and our workout facilities. And here's the thing, you and I, maybe you have a job. You're okay. You're able to make a living. The reason why this entire fiasco remains, the reason why it continues to exist and possibly be worse or whatever, 1, 2, 3, I'm checking my volumes here, is because there are many of us who have not been affected by it yet. There are many of us who have not been hit by this yet. And you know what? It's going to hit all of us. Maybe it's hit you because you haven't been able to get toilet paper. What was that, 2 months ago? Maybe it's because, whatever. I haven't had a friggin' haircut. And listen, I don't look terrible. I mean, I'm fortunately I have I'm a really hot man, and the ladies love me. So I don't need the hair thing. But I just really messed it up. Anyway, but we haven't had to worry about those things. But the people who make a living doing those things are going bankrupt. All right? So there are a lot of people really suffering. And there are a lot of businesses really suffering. And I'm so goddamn sick and tired, and I'll just go ahead and say the GD word. Why are we worried about them? Why aren't we seeing all of the profiles of people suffering, losing their goddamn businesses? Guys, I have driven by places in the last 2 days that I would have done business with. They're out of goddamn business. There's a restaurant up here. It's a poke bowl place. They do sushi, and they're gone. They're gone. And the place right next to them is gone. And I am seeing countless places going out of business. I'm seeing furniture places going out of business. I'm not just seeing restaurants go out of business. God dang it! Is this not hitting you yet? Do you not realize that this stupid-ass shutdown is killing people? The state of Kansas. We're in goddamn Kansas. We're in the middle of the goddamn Midwest. I live in Kansas. I lived in Washington, D.C. for a dozen years. I'm from the Midwest. There's no effing reason why the state of Kansas, with its dipshit governor, should have the whole goddamn state shut down. Oh, but 1,000 increase. There's a 1,000% increase in the number of people in Kansas who have coronavirus diagnosis. Really? No. It's because people are being tested for it and nobody's dying from it. Oh, yeah, there are coronavirus deaths. Hell yeah, there are coronavirus deaths. Those are people with pre-existing conditions. They're very elderly people, and it sucks. It's terrible. Protect them. Protect them. In the meantime, I want a goddamn haircut. I want a haircut. I want to go to the damn gym. I want to go to the restaurant up the street. And I want to have dinner. We must never accept this new normal as some sort of a new normal. It is absolute bullshit. And I'm going to tell you what, I am part, and this will ban me from Facebook. My other Facebook pages, including Rob Carson Show, are gone. Facebook, they're cowards. They are such cowards. They will not allow me to respond and get my Facebook pages back. They are cowards. And so I am going to my Twitch page at Rob Carson Show, where I am right now, Twitch page Rob Carson Show, twitch.com. I am on my my Spreaker channel. I am on Newsmax TV, where I'm going to be this weekend. Thank you very much. But I'm being silenced. A lot of people being silenced for having a thought, for saying that, this is bullcrap. Hello, Kim, my realtor friend, and John and Mike and Whit. This is funny. A House resolution from the Illinois State Democrat Bobby Rush wants to do a piece of legislation in charge of tracking citizens' movements as they relate to COVID-19. It is basically a way for you to trace and monitor the contacts of infected individuals and to support the quarantine of such contacts through mobile health units and, as necessary, at citizen residences. That means government comes to your home, taps on your door, demands you take a COVID-19 test. If you test positive, you have to stay at home. What do you suppose the number of this piece of legislation is? It's HR 6666. Now, I am not Alex Jones, and I never will be, but I think it's kind of funny that nobody caught that. That nobody caught that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Did you see this weekend? Now, we know that this virus came from China. We know that Donald Trump said that China was our number one enemy in the world. Everybody laughed at him. And we know that China's been trying to screw us over for decades with regard to trade deficit, stealing our intellectual property and whatnot. Now we know that this virus came from China. It did. China lied to the WHO. China said that it was not transmissible human to human. They told the WHO. WHO carried their water for them, and consequently millions of people have been infected and thousands have died. But this moron, the governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, says that it suddenly is not the Chinese Wuhan virus. It is a European virus.
When we started this, yes, we have more cases than anyone else. Yes, we had this European virus attack us and nobody expected it. But we're not only going to change our trajectory, we're going to change the trajectory.
Okay, this guy is an asshole. If you are saying that this is a European virus, you're an asshole. You're a liar, and you're an asshole. All right? This is not a European virus. I mean, it is very easy to blame Caucasoids, white people from Europe for this. But it's not. It's an effing Chinese virus. It's a Chinese virus. Okay? It came from China. It's not xenophobic to say it came from China. Bull crap. And that he would say something like this is asinine. Did you see that Donald Trump, he walked out of a press conference. There was a woman who was an Asian descent asking absurd questions of the president, gotcha questions. She just, of course, above the mask, showed, I guess, telltale signs that she is from, she is an Asian person. And when Donald Trump suggested asking China about the pandemic that came from China, she, of course, claimed racism.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
So
said many times that the U.S. is doing far better than any other country when it comes to testing.
Yes.
Why does that?
I don't know. She could be Jewish, maybe German. I mean, I'm not saying, you certainly wouldn't want to offend anybody.
Matter? Why is this a global competition to you if everyday Americans are still losing their lives and we're still seeing more cases?
It's a gotcha question. The reason why the president says we're leading in testing and all this stuff is because we're kicking the world's ass, and this president gets eaten alive every goddamn day by people saying that he's not doing enough. And we have seen some enormous advances with regard to testing and treatment and even a possible vaccine, because this president has basically gotten the world, the private sector behind him to create things that normally would take years for the government sector to do. But, of course, she's going to do a gotcha question, and apparently I think she might be from Somalia.
Cases every day.
Well, they're losing their lives everywhere in the world, and maybe that's a question you should ask China. Don't ask me. Ask China that.
Wait. I think he might see that she's Asian, and the reason why he's saying China is because she's Asian, even though that China caused this.
Question, okay? When you ask them that question, you may
Here she goes. She's ready to be all offended.
Get a very unusual answer. Yes, behind you, please.
Sir, why are you saying that to me specifically?
I'm telling you.
Is it because I'm Asian? Is she from China? I don't know.
That's China.
I'm not saying it specifically to anybody. I'm saying it to anybody that would ask a nasty question like that.
That's not a nasty
Please
question.
go ahead.
Why does it matter?
Okay.
Here's the xenophobic. You're anti-Asian or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, anybody else? Please, go ahead in the back, please.
I have two questions.
No, it's okay.
But
We'll
you
go
pointed
here.
to me.
Now he's being anti-maskist.
Questions, Mr.
Yeah, seriously, she's wearing a mask, so he's being anti-maskist.
Next,
God,
please.
he's such a racist.
You called on me.
Anti-maskist.
I did, and you didn't respond.
Yes.
And now I'm calling on
Oh, my
Sorry, I
God.
just
the
wanted
young
to-
lady in the
Yeah,
back, please.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to let my colleague.
Why can't I
Ladies
wear a
and gentlemen,
mask
thank you very much.
and ask a
Appreciate
question?
it.
Okay,
Thank you very
I'm totally
much.
done, and F you and goodbye. And I don't blame him, actually, because I would do the same thing. Hello, Jay. Hello, Renee. Hello, Kim. And hello, John. How are you? Welcome to the show. All right, let's see who's on Twitch. Probably nobody, because I'm just beginning this channel. Twitch.com, Rob Carson Show. So the governor of New York says it is it's a European virus. Well, there's a guy here, Sky News did an interview with somebody who says that just the opposite, actually. It is officially, this is Professor Clive Hamilton, and he reported on Sky News on Sunday night that this isn't about a wet market. This is about what we all know to be true. And listen, I'm not a master of international relations and all that stuff, but I'm also not an idiot. Here he is saying that it's all about China.
The argument that the coronavirus emerged from the South China seafood market just no longer stacks up. There is just so much evidence now that some of the earliest cases of COVID-19 befell people in Wuhan.
Okay, so in Wuhan, that's where it came from, but Chuck Todd, or the governor of New York, is saying that it came from Europe. Do they think we're this stupid? Yeah, probably. Chuck Todd apologized this weekend for airing a deceptively edited piece of Bill Maher. Bill Maher was on the Meet the Press to be interviewed by Catherine Herridge, who I love, by the way. I met her in the airport in Washington, D.C. a number of times. She is so cool. She's like a real journalist. She's amazing. And the Attorney General was asked by Catherine Herridge about charges being dismissed against former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn because he was trapped by the Obama administration and acolytes of the Obama administration. And here's the piece of video that Chuck Todd used, editing in a very kind of Stalinistic fashion to fit his narrative.
You brought up Bill Barr. Peggy Noonan, I want you to listen to this Bill Barr answer to a question about what will history say about this. Wait till you hear this answer. Take a listen.
When history looks back on this decision, how do you think it will be written?
Well, history's written by the winner, so it largely depends on who's writing the history.
I was struck, Peggy, by the cynicism of the answer. It's a correct answer.
Cut that off real quick. Made him look kind of arrogant. Kind of like a fat white guy who's arrogant. Maybe, whatever. Here is the entire Barr clip.
When history looks back on this decision, how do you think it will be written?
Well, history's written by the winner, so it largely depends on who's writing the history.
Okay, that makes him evil and awful and fits the NBC narrative. But wait, there's more.
But I think a fair history would say it was a good decision because
What? Why?
Because it upheld the rule of law. It upheld the standards of the Department of Justice, and it undid what was an injustice.
Well, wait, that kind of almost sounds, I don't know, like he's telling the truth, and it was a good decision, and it was legal, and all that stuff. But, of course, Chuck Todd, wanted to make it look the opposite. Here is Chuck Todd apologizing for doing his very Stalinistic editing of the video.
During the program, we aired a soundbite from a CBS News interview with the Attorney General, Bill Barr. In the bite that we aired and commented on, Mr. Barr was asked how he thinks the history of his decision to end the prosecution of the former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn will be written.
I got to tell you, honestly, look at his video versus mine. I think mine looks pretty good. I'm just doing it from my house.
Barr answered, quote, "History is written by the winner, so it largely depends on who's writing the history." In the full version...
Just real quick. I mean, there's Chuck Todd. Here's me. Looks pretty good, right? I mean, compared to, like, Chuck Todd, national TV show. Look at this. Yeah, I look a little better. Yeah, look up. Hello. I'm not wearing a tie or anything because I don't like wearing ties. But anyway, back to Chuck Todd.
Of the interview and transcript, he went on to say, "But I think a fair history would say that it was a good decision because it upheld the rule of law." Now, we did not edit that out. That was not our edit. We didn't include it because we only saw the shorter of two clips.
You are an asshole. He says that because they didn't edit this out, they just used a shorter clip because they had not seen the longer clip, which is absolute crap.
That CBS did air. We should have looked at both and checked for
You are an idiot. I mean, dear God in heaven, you're supposedly, oh, nice look there, Chucky Lou. But he's saying that we saw two clips. We didn't see the entire interview. If you seriously are a journalistic endeavor, why would you not look at the entire interview? Are we this effing stupid? We're going to believe this excuse by this effing former Clinton administration official.
a full transcript.
I'm sorry, Obama administration official.
A mistake that I wish we hadn't made, and one that I wish
It wasn't a mistake. If it is a mistake, then you run the most inept organization in the history of mankind, or you just work for a propaganda machine. I tend to think the latter. These are not stupid people. They know exactly what they're doing. They wanted Bill Barr to look very bad. That's why so many people have wanted him ousted, even though he did the right thing by clearing Michael Flynn.
hadn't made. The second part of the Attorney General's answer would have put it in the proper context. And had I seen that part of the interview, I would not have framed the conversation the way I did.
No, you're actually full of shit.
Sorry for that mistake.
No, you're not.
We strive to do better.
Yeah.
Going forward.
But of course, you never will because you're a giant flaming asshole, and you're a tool. There you go. Okay. So you kind of wonder where I spoke actually a couple weeks ago. I spoke to somebody who's a administrator of a very large federal prison, and he said that the prison population has 300 inmates in this prison testing positive for COVID-19. None of them have shown symptoms. Do you wonder why it's transmitting through the prison population so quickly? This is some video from L.A. County Sheriff Alex Villanueva, the Pitch S Detention Center in Castaic in mid-April. Why are so many prison inmates getting COVID-19? Here's some video. Okay. So there's a prisoner getting some water from like a hot water dispensary.
Well, there's a reason why these people
here we go.
Are behind
You're
bars.
The president here, or the sheriff in the back.
Society. But to then
they're passing the water around.
But the safety of their fellow inmates who do not want to participate in this behavior, and it also endangers the safety of all the personnel, both the professional staff and the sworn staff, who are the responsible for maintaining the
Take
security
one down, pass it around. 99 bottles of COVID on the wall. Yeah, what they're doing is they're passing around a glass of water that has their other inmates' juice in it, and they're getting COVID-19 because of it, because there are municipalities where Democrats are in charge, and consequently, there are inmates being released because they have COVID while they arrest hairdressers who are trying to do business. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Now, it kind of makes you thank God that it's not sexually transmitted, first of all. You know, I'm sure there's some of that going on in prison and all that stuff. Also, I will never do communion again with one cup. Never, ever, 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 never, never, never. I didn't like the idea originally. They kind of switched to the Catholic church that I went to. They went from giving you a little taste. Well, we didn't do wine originally. We didn't do wine. We just kind of went up and had the host and all that. And then they decided suddenly to have one effing glass for everybody of this. It wasn't even wine. It was like grape juice. No, I'm not going to do that anymore. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Because it's kind of stupid. I mean, body of Christ, amen, blood of Christ. Okay, yeah, sure. Not going to do that anymore. No, sir. State health officials in Illinois, thanks to the department's health department director, Ngozi Ezike, is basically saying that the reason why we have so many COVID deaths around the country, and many people are saying this because they're inflating the numbers for a variety of reasons, most probably government money. Here is Dr. Ezike saying that they are inflating the numbers, and that's why we have 100,000 deaths in this country.
I just want to be clear in terms of the definition of people dying of COVID. So the case definition is very simplistic. It means at the time of death, it was a COVID positive diagnosis.
Okay, so if you die because your parachute didn't open and you're skydiving, and you have COVID-19, and this is going on everywhere, your death will be attributed to the virus.
So that means that if
this whole thing is a giant flaming pile of shit, and if you believe it, you are the same.
You were in hospice and had already been given, a few weeks to live.
And by the way, this happened to me locally. There was a administrator at St. Luke's East. The only death that they've seen from COVID-19, they've had 14 patients altogether in this entire pandemic. They never were overrun at all. One person died, and that person was already in hospice for something else.
And then you also were found to have COVID. That would be counted as a COVID death. It means that if...
God, this is such a giant, flaming pile of crap.
Technically, even if you died of a clear alternate cause, but you had COVID at the same time, it's still listed as a COVID death. So everyone who's listed as a COVID death doesn't mean that that was the cause of the death, but they had COVID at the time of death. I hope that's helpful.
Oh, I think it's very helpful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hello, Tim and Jay and Renee and Kim, all of you guys. Thank you for joining me. Please share with others. Hold on. I've got a bunch of stuff I want to get to. I want to make sure that it's all in the right order. So there was a protest in North Carolina. And we've had a lot of these, anti-shutdown protests. And God bless them. I think they're glorious. And, for instance, one of the things that we saw was In Michigan, there are people who are gun rights supporters. They brought their guns to the Michigan State Capitol, which freaked people out because, snowflakes who don't believe in the Second Amendment think that they're going to go on a shooting spree. Not the case. They're just proud of their weapons. They want to display them. They also want to show to bureaucrats would otherwise shut them down. Hey, F with me. I got a freaking rifle. You want to mess with me? But needless to say, there are some idiots. COVIDiots. Now, normally the COVIDiots for me are people who just sit at home, accept the government edicts, and they're perfectly fine with it. These are people who actually bring their guns out. And in this case, this is a guy who actually went into a Subway sandwich store. For some odd reason, decided to bring a rocket launcher. This is a decommissioned gun. You cannot have this. It's not legal. But this dipshit, who probably is not a real Second Amendment supporter, he's just being a dick, decides to go into a Subway wearing his rocket launcher. Here we go.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm saying you guys cool with us being in here. Is okay, cool.
Yeah, they're just not doing the dining thing yet.
Okay, cool. Appreciate it, man. We don't want to make it look like we're threatening or intimidating anybody, man. That's why we're asked, right? Yeah.
Okay, this guy is not a Second Amendment supporter. He is. I don't know if he's Antifa. I wouldn't know if an Antifa knew how to handle a weapon, but this is just being a dick.
Yeah, this is the safest Subway in the state right now.
He's trying to make a point by walking to a Subway sandwich store with his gun, which is stupid, and no true supporter of the Second Amendment would do this. They don't grandstand like this.
That's the setup, buddy.
There you go, getting a sandwich. These idiots. By the way, they're not even there to order a sandwich, which again makes them, they're not Second Amendment supporters. They're just dicks. There's an idiot with a 50 cal decommissioned. He has no clip associated with it. He's just being a dick.
You're not focusing on what they are doing wrong.
I got my AR 14, 15, 16, whatever on back here. I got my mullet in the back here. Yeah, bullshit. You're an idiot. Got my man boobs on there, my jeans.
Thank you very much. They also have a misnomer, time is money. No, money is time.
There's the moron with the rocket launcher on his back with the red, white, and blue shirt. Again, he's a moron.
They say time is money because they're arrogant and want you to pay them for their time.
That's a fancy device. Yeah, it's not bad. $100, right?
Hey, you just bring them all up on one time.
Hey, tip jar, man. Appreciate you. I ain't hungry, but I appreciate you guys being open.
Okay, so I'm not hungry. Just wanted to stop by and be a dick. Yeah, complete and utter moron. If you are indeed a supporter of the Second Amendment, if you are a gun owner, you should have your gun taken away from you and smacked up the side of the head with it because you're a moron. Thank you. Oh, I'm going to do this. Let's do this. So there were protests around the world with regard to the shutdown. People are saying, no, bull crap, I'm not going to take this. This including in countries like Germany. Germany and Berlin, there were some massive protests last weekend. Here are some of the pro-quarantine Antifa protesters in Berlin. These are leftists that think it's cool to have their rights trampled upon. They're I guess, sadomasochists. They like to be spanked and all that crap. Here they are in their gigantic protest in Berlin saying, it's okay. We'll just stay at home. We don't need to go to restaurants. We will do what you want. I think the same thing happened in like 1930-something in Germany, pretty much, when a chancellor became into power and took away people's guns and all. Yeah, I think we've heard this before. What a massive, massive protest. I believe that means we are sheep and we want to bow to the will of the Führer. Pretty sure that's what it means. Welcome back to the Führer in 2020. Let me bend over and take it up the butt. What a massive... Look, he's even got his arm up like the Führer. They're wearing masks. It used to be armbands. There you go. Look at that. Irish Blood fries. He likes fries. And Dreckschlutter, which, I mean, that is a great beer. Have you ever had Dreckschlutter? Dreckschlutter is like a German lager. Not sure exactly, but no. Akte, Scheiße, Nick Bold, Berlin, Die Weiten, Schlacke, Nazi Free. There you go. Oh, okay, she didn't want to catch anything from the microphone, so it's covered with plastic. Probably not the first erected device covered with some sort of a rubber diaphragm she's had in her face before, but did I say that out loud? Yes. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Oh, here's the anti-lockdown protest. And yeah. I always get a little worried with German chants from a crowd. It always kind of sounds scary to me. Even when they're on our side, listen. Yeah, it's a little unsettling. But, you know, I support their right to protest. Oh, I love this guy. Now, this is the best piece of video I've seen in a long time. This is, presumably in California. This man, I understand, and I've tried to find out where this is from. This man has, he was at home. He was called out by a neighbor for not socially distancing. And the police arrived. And they said, basically, we know where you live. We want your identity. This is when the shit, or the Scheiße, with the German folks early, where the Scheiße hit the fan. This is freaking glorious.
That's the point of rights. You're the one who's taking a different stance now that I'm video recording, aren't you?
I've been recording the entire time.
Fantastic. And I will do a Freedom of Information Act on that video to get the whole thing back. Fantastic. This is bullshit. You came at me, you threatened me with where I live, and I feel intimidated by you and your weaponry.
I love this. This man, literally 3 police SUVs showed up his house because a neighbor said that he was not socially distancing, and he gave him what for? Watch this.
How do you think? You live on Terry Road, don't you, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to let you know that.
You're trying to let me.
He said, I know where you live. This guy's like, wait, you know where I live? Why did you say that?
Know that you know where I live? It's fucking bullshit. This is tyranny. It's America, and what you guys are doing is ruining our community. Just as I wrote to the mayor and your chief of police the other day. Just as I wrote to them. So you asked him for my last
God, I love this. I love this, and use it as long as you can until the jackbooted thugs run you over with a tank, which could happen, by the way.
I'll give you my last name now because I feel like fucking doing it. It's Pet Nero. I have no history. I stand for truth. I'm an American, and I will not have my rights infringed by you or anybody else. Is that bullshit? You told me falsely that you had information that I had violated your rules. I have not violated the rules.
America, yeah!
What I am doing, I can continue what I want as long as I want. Yeah, good. Now
share this with others right now. I mean, right now, show them that this broadcast is happening on Facebook at Rob Carson. Please do that before Facebook shuts down this channel like they did all of my others.
You guys are leaving because I'm making a fucking stink and I'm right. But you know the beauty is, as I told you, do you see what I told you the other day?
God,
they take one fucking inch and they go for the fucking mile.
Thank you.
Know your rights. They do not have anything on me. And it sure, thank you for actually fucking, you're the one who has common sense. This guy's a dick. You don't stand for fucking liberties. Yeah, what have you done wrong? You should never, ever stand for someone who stands for the fucking
GTFO, mother effer.
Flag and backs you up in the color of blue.
Oh, yeah.
Bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. You shouldn't have to ask
here.
for my name. You don't need to ask for my ID. I didn't break any fucking laws. And you know what? The fraud that's being perpetrated against the country right now.
They call this what for?
With these fucking orders is fucking totally unconstitutional.
Get the F out of my cul-de-sac. Get the F off my driveway. Get the F out of my life.
And once the day that somebody finds out that all these numbers are fucking false, it's not going to work. Good. Well, guess what? He's going to be backing up.
Yeah, you know what? Suck it.
He's not going forward, is he? You guys are a bunch of fucking dumbasses. You think I'm some uneducated prick? Get the fuck out of here. How about that? America. And I will be down in San Diego today, and I will stand for your rights, his rights, and fucking mine. Good day, sir. come to my house and we'll have a different discussion with an attorney. You understand? You approach my wife and kids and your entire force, I will come after you with the full fucking effort of the goddamn American flag.
Now get out of my mother effing cul-de-sac, you mother effer. God bless mother effing America. Bravo, bravo, bravo that this happens anywhere in our country. Has to be refuted. Has to be refuted. This is a New York single mom in New York City being arrested for protesting against anti-social distancing over the weekend.
This is the New York City Police Department.
This is the NYPD arresting a person that's just exercising, a single mom, for the second day being arrested by the NYPD on the behest of the mayor, who is unfortunately has overstepped their boundaries.
Listen to the automated voice message in the background. This is so much like all of this, the terrifying futuristic movies of the past. Demolition Man is one that I constantly refer to because that's where we are.
As you can see over here.
This is the New York City Police Department.
This is the New York City Police Department. Maintain social distance norms.
Second day she's been arrested, folks, for exercising her constitutional rights.
By the governor and the mayor.
A single mom being arrested by...
They're playing an automated message because nobody has the balls to say it.
NYPD. Shame on the NYPD. Shame on you guys acting like Nazis. Shame on you guys. Unbelievable. You guys have sworn an oath to the Constitution.
Non-essential gatherings are prohibited by the government. This means that the Continental Congress would have been a non-essential gathering.
And the mayor.
It would have been a non-essential gathering.
This is another person being arrested.
It would have been an unlawful gathering. And it was, according to the British government.
Unlawfully by the NYPD. This reminds me of Nazi Germany. This reminds me exactly of what...
It is Nazi Germany.
My grandma died in Nazi Germany. This is it. Look at America. Freedom is all an illusion, ladies and gentlemen.
Non-essential gatherings of any kind are prohibited by the state. Anything that the state... Think about how terrifying that is. The state determines what is non-essential. Any thought that the state decides is non-essential is illegal. Are you out of your goddamned mind? What the hell happened? What the hell happened in the last 2 months? What the hell happened?
Governor and the mayor.
Freedom is all an illusion.
And you are ordered to disperse. If you fail to disperse immediately, you are subject to arrest.
What the hell happened? I want to say hi to my friend Chris. Hello, Chris. Dear God in heaven, what the hell happened? In the last 2 months, what the hell has happened? We can't go to church. We can't go to church. We can't go to a restaurant. We can't go to a concert. Our kids can't go to a skate park. My kids literally up the street from me, they can't go play basketball in public. Dear God in heaven, are you out of your effing mind? People can't go to the public square and protest. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your goddamned minds? That we aren't rolling piles of furniture into the public square and setting them on fire. And because I said that, I'll be banned from Facebook like all my other Facebook pages. But by God in heaven, why are we not raising hell? Why are so many people not saying, this is wrong? This can't happen. I can't have a barbecue with my neighbors. Oh my God in heaven. I can't get together with my neighbors and have a barbecue in my backyard because that might mean I'm collaborating against the government. That's what that's all about. You can't have meetings. God, do you know what's even happening? Do you even know what's happening? This isn't just about public safety. This isn't about public safety. This is nuts. God dang it. That so many went to their corners and said, yes, sir, I'll do it. I'll go home. That so many people went home and shuttered their businesses and now are out of business. How much have we missed? How much have we missed? And we said it was okay. How much have we missed? We've missed the NCAA tournament. We have an entire class of brilliant athletes and students who missed their entire senior season, their careers as glorious athletes over. We missed the NBA season. We're missing baseball. We can't go to a goddamn restaurant and have dinner. Are you out of your mind? This is okay. This is okay to you. This is not okay. God damn it. This is not okay. It never has been okay. And it's not. I have lost friends because I had the audacity of saying this is bullshit. This is bullshit.
Mom, what do you want to say to the cops?
I'm proud of my daughter. I'm proud of my daughter.
Your daughter just got arrested for the second day, 2 days in a row.
Yes, it's the second time she...
This is a mother whose daughter's from effing Russia.
Arrested on her life for the freedom. Never arrested for the drug, for the, I don't know, for anything. She just arrested for the be freedom.
What's your message to these cops that have overstepped their boundaries?
They do under law. They have to remember that. They do this under law.
Does this remind you of communist Russia,
yes,
Nazi Germany?
It's remind me by USSR. I don't want to come back to USSR. I remember...
She doesn't want to come to the USA. Wow. A lot of people are not going to say this because they'll get shut down. All of my Facebook pages have been shut down. and they claim that I had some sort of community standard disagreement. The owner of a music store in Hastings, Michigan, had to close his business down because he's non-essential. Steve Walker. He wasn't doing anything wrong. He owned Walker Music and Textile Company. It kind of reminds me of Brown Music Store, where I got my first guitar in Council Bluffs, Iowa, a long time ago. He just wanted to do lessons. He just wanted to sell guitars. Streets across the way from him could open, but he couldn't. And now it's over for him. Here's a story from WXMI TV.
It's not just the closing of a stupid store. It's the closing of a dream.
Never was a stupid store, sir.
Steve Walker, playing music with his son Mike, making the most of a difficult time, having to close his store, the Walker Music and Textile Company.
This is who I am.
This is the government that did it to him. There's not a single person who had a music lesson that got COVID-19. There's not a single person who went to buy a guitar or a flute or a trombone or whatever that got COVID-19.
People that know it is. Just, I can't tell you.
I hope the mother effers in charge of all of this statewide, including Whitmer, Whitless, the governor of this god-awful state, pay the price for this crap.
Walker says the governor deeming his business as non-essential is what really hurt them.
Been sitting here for 60 days watching my neighbors across the street do business day in, day out. They aren't thriving, but they are surviving. There's no reason in hell I couldn't have done the same thing.
And he says he struggled to get unemployment and his business received no money from the county, even though he applied for it.
Same thing happened in Dallas. Salon a la mode. They got no government aid. The owner of the store said, I'm opening the goddamn store. She was arrested by a douchebag, arrested by a douchebag liberal Obama-appointed judge.
Assistance.
There was only $32,800 granted for Berry County in total. Of that $32,000,
all he wanted to do was sell musical instruments.
$1,800.
God damn it.
5 businesses were the recipient of that money.
Not receiving any financial help, making it hard to bounce back, especially when the bills keep piling up.
And of course, we have our phones and internet and water bill. And
what did he do? What did he do and his wife? What did they do? This business? What were they Jewish? Was that it? Didn't this happen at some point in history that storefronts were shut down? Well, maybe they need to put a big yellow star, and I am absolutely using that. Absolutely using that purposefully. Shut down, targeted while the businesses across the street could operate.
Insurance and...
Oh, hell yes.
Sadly, now they're closing permanently, selling their inventory. And he says he wishes the governor had a reasonable policy that guaranteed help for all small businesses.
I don't want a stupid handout from the government. I want my hands untied so I can work.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I hope you share this with other people. I'm a small person. I've got a home studio. I write comedy. I do a show. I'm nothing. I hope you'll share what I'm saying with others. Because by God in heaven, I think a lot of people on the radio are afraid to say things because they'll lose their license. I know some people in, I believe it was Idaho, they lost their jobs. They quit their jobs because the radio station manager said, we're going to lose our license. You keep talking about how you support protests against the shutdown, and we're going to lose our FCC license because of it. I've lost some Facebook pages, but I can still express myself. I hope you'll share this with other people. And I mean this Chad, and I mean this Marty, and I mean this Chris. Will you share this with other people? Because you, Chris, on a FCC monitored radio station, you might lose your ability to express yourself like I have done on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. They're shutting speech down too. By God in heaven, we got to fight this. Hi, Tom. How are you? Wow. Let's move on to some other stuff, shall we? Mike Tyson wants to make a comeback in the fighting ring. He is about my age, about 53 years old. He wants to fight Evander Holyfield again. Now, they fought each other in 1997. That ended up with Tyson biting his ear off. God dang, it's 1990. It was before my son was born. Here was Mike Tyson getting ready to go back in the ring. Are you considering testosterone replacement? Then focus on Mike Tyson. Are you not able to perform in bed and elsewhere? Check out Mike Tyson. Quite a departure from Mike Tyson in The Hangover.
I'm back.
And a lot of people are going, smart cups. I don't know. Is that what he's wearing under his shorts? Not sure. He's trying to get Evander Holyfield to get back in the ring for charity. I don't know how crazy Evander Holyfield is about that. But anyway, here's a 57-year-old Evander Holyfield saying that they could meet. Here's his training video. Our retired community has a complete exercise facility. You can do shadow boxing and jump roping. Holy crap. If that's the new face of 57, because I won't be that age. That's older than me, but god dang, it looks good. I would assume that Evander Holyfield's people are going to say, hey, we will fight, but he's got to take his teeth out before he boxes because, he's like 50-something. Yeah, okay. This is pretty funny. Benny Johnson of Turning Point USA is a guy who, he's a reporter. I think he was fired from another, I don't remember what it was. Anyway, whatever. Benny Johnson, pretty funny guy. Put together this video about how what would happen if normal people spoke like Joe Biden. And we've heard Joe Biden, because Joe Biden can't put a thought together. And as much as, you'd like to think Joe Biden is a credible candidate if you're a Democrat, dear God in heaven, he's, come on. Come on. He's in mental decline. But here is Benny Johnson's very funny video.
Hey, Benny, do you think I should get my master's degree?
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Hey, Benny, I want to come to the pool this weekend.
I got hairy legs that turn blonde.
Of course, these are taken out of context, but even if they're taken out of context, listen to Joe Biden because he's obviously senile. Senile.
And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down. So it was trained, and then watch the hair.
And the hair that comes up in the Jell-O pudding. I sounded like Bill Cosby.
Back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Benny, please get the hell out of my office.
Hey, Benny, we're running out of server space. Can we get more storage?
Give me a break. Anybody who can throw coal into a furnace can learn how to program, for God's sake.
Hey, have you ordered lunch yet?
I did.
No, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were, but now you got to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you.
All right, Benny, you're asking for a raise. How much are you looking for?
$1.2 billion. So you go ahead and you stack spaghetti sauce at a store and in a supermarket. You control the guy or the woman who brings out the cart.
And the hair on legs, the thin than the fun Jell-O pudding.
It's on a forklift. What happened?
No, we're not getting that.
Okay, so yeah, very funny. Benny Johnson, Turning Point USA. Kevin James, comedian, actually did a really funny short film about social distancing and the Nazis who would turn in their neighbors and friends, family members for not socially distancing. This is called, what is this called? Out of Touch. Very funny. This is great. Clearly, these guys have, escaped from prison or murdered somebody.
I can't do it anymore, Marcus. I can't do it anymore. I'm gonna die. I'm too young to die.
This is our life now. This is our life now, okay? We're gonna go on. It's gonna be fun.
I can't go on, Marcus. I can't do this. I'm gonna die.
Why are you shaking my hand?
I gotta run. I can't go to jail. I can't go to jail, Marcus. I can't.
Calm down. God, they're coming. They're coming. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Oh, no.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
And the dogs go after him.
With your hands on your head, with well on the ground. Not
What did they do?
Oh, hey, Ted.
Oh, hey, Marcus, how are you?
Good. We out for a little run?
Hey, yeah, just did 7. Might do another 7, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't want to hold you up. Hey, let's grab dinner sometime.
I would love that.
All right.
You mean
This is so good.
Good seeing you. Absolutely. I mean...
What's your emergency?
Hi, yeah. I got a couple handshakers right in front of me.
Okay, sir, are they still in the vicinity?
Yeah, I'm staring at them right now.
Got some people walking on the beach. Have we heard this before? The guy earlier who had police called on him because he wasn't social distancing at home. This is not far from the truth. This used to be a parody. This is real.
Run.
Bravo. The best satire has a grain of truth. I wrote for Rush Limbaugh for over 20 years. The things that I did were absurd and funny, but they always had a grain of truth. That's not that far from the truth. You saw the woman being arrested for protesting. You saw the guy who was in his neighborhood and the police were called out because the neighbor ratted him out. Are you out of your gosh dang mind? Are you out of your mind? Unbelievable. And then there are robot dogs in Singapore. A couple weeks ago, a month ago, more than a month ago, there was drones in New York City that have been dispatched to remind people that they need to be social distanced. And I think it was, where was it? It was Connecticut, and there was a police department. They were going to use drones, and the officers said, F you, we're not going to use the drones. And this is happening in Singapore. A headless drone dog that monitors people at parks, tells them not to be too close. You suppose you have to, if you're walking that robot dog, you have to take a grocery bag to pick up the nuts and bolts behind him. The only thing that makes him creepier is he has no head. Robot is called Spot, and he's in a park in whatever I mentioned earlier. Anyway, Singapore. Great Singapore. Developed by Boston Dynamics. Listen to the dog talk.
And for those around you, please stand at least 1 meter apart. Thank you.
One meter is not 6 feet. Who decided this was okay? Who in the park would say, oh, okay, robot dog from hell, monitoring my every move, be cool. Okay, sure. Yeah, okay, I'm cool.
Let's keep Singapore healthy. For your own safety and for those around you, please stand at least 1 meter apart.
And what happens if you don't? Robot dog will chew your leg off, shoot your head off with laser beams.
Thank you.
I think robot dog's taking a leak there. This isn't funny. It's not cute. It's nuts. Jesus. Remember Black Lives Matter? Black Lives Matter kind of taking a back seat, all these protests and everything. Black Lives Matter's kind of disappeared. Remember Black Lives Matter? And I remember they ruined the University of Missouri. I lived in Columbia, Missouri. The Black Lives Matter destroyed the University of Missouri. University of Missouri bent over and took it from Black Lives Matter, and the BLM movement was a complete joke. It's like the hashtag Me Too movement, also known as the Pound Me Too movement by my friend Chris Bland, who is a talk show host. Black Lives Matter was a purely political movement, absolutely created from bullshit that never happened. Are there incidences of real racism in this country? Oh, hell yeah. Was Freddie Gray an instance of racism? No. Was Trayvon Martin an instance of racism? No. Was Mike Brown and Ferguson an instance of racism? No. All bullshit. Stephen Crowder did a really funny piece about kind of a VH1, where are they now with regard to Black Lives Matter, featuring two black people, supposedly, who are actually white people.
Up next on VH1's Where Are They Now? Sean King.
We're in a deeply problematic period.
DeRay.
We should not have to protest. We should not be in the streets. And the movement didn't cause anything. The police killing people is what caused all of this.
Al Sharpton.
Congressman.
This white chick.
I don't actually identify as African American. I identify as black.
In just 3 short years.
I identify as a velociraptor.
These beloved leaders of the Black Lives Matter movement rose to superstar status. From the quiet streets of Ferguson and the drugstores of Baltimore, rising to fame and fortune. But all that limelight is never without its price, which begs the question.
I like the fat Al Sharpton. I like that better.
Question, where are they now? Sean King temporarily worked as a reporter for the Young Turks until it was discovered he had lied on his resume. DeRay, after his crushing defeat in his mayoral run, is still super gay and was last seen selling sucrete-based figurines on Etsy. Rachel Dolezal found work as stand-in for noted longtime sitcom star Sideshow Bob. And Al Sharpton finally unzipped himself to reveal that he was in fact Fat Val Kilmer.
Oh yeah, he is.
All this and more on tonight's Where Are They Now?
To build a movement of resistance.
Oh, I love
but
this.
Resist we much. We must and we will much about that be committed.
I wish that I could be that stupid and have a network show and make millions of dollars. Meanwhile, I'm just that stupid and have a home studio and do this. Okay, let's move on. Oklahoma. This is pretty funny. Normally, when a police chase, it ends with a car wrecks, but unfortunately, in this case, in Oklahoma, not so much. Watch this guy. Give Floyd Grass, a little pat on the back here, because he was not going to stop. He was not going to let a totaled crash end his police chase. No, sir.
Right there. There's the spin out over into
the
other traffic up on the divider. And it's still going. That truck just was flipped, as you saw. It was rolled.
Is that a Chevy? What is that, a Toyota? Because whoever it is, they need to do an ad for that truck. Because my God in heaven, it kept going.
On that pit maneuver, it's got things hanging off of it now as it continues on, and we'll find out. Mason, what road are you guys
Could be a Dodge, but I'd never expect that kind of endurance from a Dodge. There you go. Yeah.
It's Interstate 40 from what I'm being told.
Still driving there. Got something hanging on back there?
Yeah, he's westbound.
I sure hope that wasn't a test drive. Currently under unknown why the chase was taking place. Presumably because he was trying to get away from the police. Hello, Rick. Hello, Chris. Hello, Jada and Tim. How are you? Oh, I've got something really funny. Oh, my God, I've got something funny. Coming up, what the worst thing that can happen to you if you're 18 years old and your mom wants to have your birthday? Wants to host a birthday party. The most embarrassing thing you can imagine. Coming up. Meanwhile, this is something that's gone viral. A girlfriend has made an idiot-proof shopping list for her boyfriend. TikTok. Canadian TikTok user Steph has gone viral with her elaborate shopping list for her boyfriend. Now, here's the deal. I always F up the grocery list. I always screw it up. My wife and my daughter's almost 15. My wife, and I got to go get the feminine products. I don't know what Tampax Pearl is. What the hell is that? I don't know what a mini maxi super duper looper pearl, but I know what the hell. I've got band parts. I put powder on it to stop itchy stuff. That's about it. I don't need a prostate supplement, but I don't have girl parts. I don't have to absorb crap. Right? So when you send me to the store, I don't know what the hell. I don't know what the hell. I don't want to ask anybody. I'm literally walking down. You can send me down the aisle to anything else. Okay, we want some sort of beans. Okay, I can find you a freaking bean. You want a pinto bean? You want whatever the hell? But mini maxi pad, pearl, tied, whatever the hell, I don't know. I hate it. I don't like being sent to do it, and I will always get you the wrong thing. Stop asking men to go get your stuff. If you have a Nina, stop sending men to get your stuff. Here's her shopping list.
That's my grocery list. Here's the one I make for my boyfriend. Everything from quantity to advice to images for reference, just in case he can't figure out what
Okay, if she's your girlfriend and you're not married, run!
it looks like. Let's take look-sees. I make it in order of how we walk through the store to make it even easier for him. But
you are Monica from Friends.
Everything from what to buy, what brand not to buy, what flavor to buy, what they look like. It's all there. These are all questions I will get in a phone call, so hoping to avoid that this time. We shall see how it goes, but hopefully he follows it to T, because I want some plump corn.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to be with you anymore because you're a psycho. This is okay. I want to share this with you. So, a Twitter user named Sarah shared a birthday photo of her friend who her name is Morgan, Morgyn. Morgan, just Morgen. That's fine. It's like if I became a president, I would say one spelling of Megan. So Morgan has a birthday. Mom decides to have Morgan's birthday, and she puts out Morgan and 18 because she's 18 years old. And Mom didn't. She made the mistake of saying that, and doing the words not all the same color, and consequently, she ended up with this right here. Hold on. Let me find it. Hold on. I just had it. Hold on. Here it is. Okay, there you go. Orgy. So let me make that bigger because it's covering my face, and there you go. Orgy. So there's Morgan. So it looks like an 18-plus orgy is being held here, which apparently is very popular on Tinder. But there you go. There's Megan's or Morgan's. Who the hell spells Morgan like that? So Mom spelled Morgan like that and put orgy in the middle there, and it's an 18-plus orgy that everybody can attend. And consequently, this has kind of gone crazy on social media. And Mom, really, are you that out of touch, Mom, that you don't see orgy 18-plus? And yeah. Go get your husband some tampons. Or, tell your husband to go get some tampons. Dear God, what are tampons and pearls? And I don't know. I'm about done. I am about done. I think I'm done. We've got a very long show tonight, so I'm not going to cover the last few stories. I know you'd like to hang out with me all night, but, I'm going to go make a pizza. What I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap things up with this. Now, this is meant to be kind of funny, but also rather profound. I'm a scientific guy. We've seen a lot of amazing things in our lives. We've seen some amazing stuff. Some of us saw the landing of the first man on the moon. I don't recall it. We've seen the first pictures of Venus, Jupiter up close, Mars lander. What was it? Saturn's moon, Titan. They landed a lander there and took pictures. We saw the first pictures of Pluto. We saw a space station. We saw a space shuttle. We have lived to see some things that no one in our past has ever seen before. Ever. Guys, we lived to see the first pictures of Pluto in the 15 billion year history of the universe, the presumably 5 billion year history of our planet. We saw the first images of Pluto. You were there! And we saw the millennia. We saw the Berlin Wall come down. Those are big, but they're only big compared to man. But you look at the lunar landing, the Hubble telescope. Those happened while many of us were alive. That's first in human history. That's epic. That's epic in our history. Wow. Wow. And now the Pentagon has verified the authenticity of 3 videos showing encounters with military pilots and unidentified flying objects. And they are saying you can't explain it. Now, I saw this on the Blaze, Glenn Beck's site. Secretary of Defense for Intelligence Christopher Mellon said, the videos show an unidentified aerial phenomena with capabilities that are beyond anything human beings can replicate. These are vehicles that can go from 0 to 7,000 or 8,000 miles per hour in seconds. No human being could withstand that, but it's happened. I believe that in our lives, because of the extraordinary things we have seen, we will see visitors from elsewhere. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a science guy. I have no doubt. I used to say, we live in a universe that's been around. Why is the universe not populated with radio signals from other planets? Things like this make me go, holy shit, they're already here. Watch this.
Yeah. Hold on, bro. There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind.
These are Navy pilots going, oh my God.
Wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
It's a flying manatee.
That's not our LNS, though, is it? It's not.
Yeah, flying about 7,000 miles an hour and able to turn itself.
Dude. Well, if there's look at that thing. It's rotating.
Watch this. Okay, that's not like a seagull. That thing's flying like Mach 8.
Nickel 6-1 Tango, small J, over.
Oh, got it! Woohoo!
Roger, there's troubleshooting back here.
Did you box moving target?
602.
No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay. Oh my
wow.
gosh, dude. Wow, look at that, man.
Wow. Okay. So it's time for me to go. I do appreciate you joining me tonight, guys, all over the country. Thank you. We got to turn this around. We got to shut this nonsense of the government telling us what to do down. This will get me kicked off Facebook. We have to fight back. We have to say, you know what? Damn these bureaucrats. Open our businesses again. I want to go to a restaurant. I want to work out. I want to. It's so absurd. I can go to Home Depot. I can't go to my goddamn favorite restaurant in my neighborhood. Are you out of your nut? People are suffering. People are going hungry. People are losing their livelihoods. Nonsense. Nonsense in a country that is protected by the First Amendment. Nonsense. This should have never happened. Ever, 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 ever. And we must never let it happen again. Check out my Newsmax show, Newsmax TV. It is called Rob Carson's What in the World. It will be on this weekend. I'll give you the exact times. In the meantime, check out my YouTube channel at Rob Carson Show. You can watch me in the meantime here on Facebook at Rob Carson. Who knows how long that's going to last, because Rob Carson Show on Facebook has been taken down, and they will not explain why. Also, follow me on Twitter at Rob Carson. God bless you guys. Have a glorious evening. We are not alone. See you soon.